shown. What has been shown. We just talk. That's what we do on the show too. We don't do a lot of hypothesizing. We talk about what we can prove. Now, from what has been done, what has been shown, do you believe that America hates black people?
I think, can you hear me? Because it was a delay on your part. Can you
Yes, I
hear
can
me?
hear you.
Okay. So I don't think America hates black people.
Okay.
And I get a lot of pushback from this because I think about primitive times when my grandmother, I have two grandmothers, one's 80 and the other one's 81, and they both used to pick cotton. And they told me that a pound of cotton was worth $2.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can have the forgiveness not to have disdain for white people, still speak to them, no, not disgruntled when they was actually in the fields picking cotton. I don't understand why our people, or my generation, is still holding on to those feelings
Okay,
as
hold
if
on. I
they pick
think you got it
cotton.
wrong. I think you probably misunderstanding me or something. I'm not talking about something that happened a long time ago. I'm talking about something that is continuing to happen every day.
Oh, well, yes, banking, yes. We have disadvantages
Yeah, I
and
mean
get
everywhere.
discriminated in banking.
Listen.
Criminal justice,
I
mass
can't.
incarceration, yes.
Yes, mass incarceration is bad, 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 bad. It's really, really
But
bad.
Stacy, who's locking each other up? You cannot have, you can blame the judge, but right now it's a lot of people, as they call it, snitching on a lot of other people, dragging innocent people into the
Yeah,
court
but
system with
that's not.
conspiracies
Listen, that's not
of
the.
law.
Listen, that's not the court. Do you know that black men have the highest criminal overturn rate? This is just, do you know how long black guys been getting dope and all kind of stuff planted on them? Just planted, literally planted. The cops have gotten busted. They got books on this. Like, and then the cops will just get fired from their job after this person has done 7 years in prison. But listen, let's get away from that. Let's
No,
get away.
I mean,
Listen, do you know that as far as redlining and things like that, do you know why our schools are so bad? Because they intentionally get less funding. Do you think that it's a coincidence that African American women have the highest birth? I can't say it on here, but giving birth and you not surviving the birth. You know what I'm talking about?
deleting.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Well, no. I'm talking about if a black woman goes to the hospital to give birth to a baby, she has the highest rate of not surviving it. Flint, Michigan. You think that was an accident? Like, listen. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. None of this stuff stops. Like, listen. So there's a white woman who did this study. Well, multiple of them did, but was that Harvard? I forget where it was at. But and you're probably familiar with this. Did you know that when resumes are shot in, if they have black sounding names, they put that resume to the bottom of the pile?
Yes, I'm familiar with that. They dispose of it for sure. They do.
Listen,
But
those same
also,
studies say that same study suggested that being black as it pertains to the workforce is the equivalent of having a felony.
okay, what about, not trying to like deflect you from your point, but
Speak
what
your piece.
about
Speak your
when
piece.
you're being black and you seek black employment, not saying black employment as a color, but when you go to your fellow black and you ask for help, they may be in a position of power. Some of those people don't help you either.
It's not safe. It's not safe for
A
them
lot of
to.
those people don't help. A lot of those people don't help you either. A
It's
lot
not
of those
safe for them to
people,
help
black
you.
people that's in prominent. So
I
who
don't
can
want
we
to live in a
blame when you
predominantly
get
black area.
certain people in?
Do you?
Me either. I don't. And
We're
that's
messed
my
up.
point.
We're messed
Absolutely
up.
not. Absolutely not.
Listen, if
And
I
that's
tell
my
you,
whole thing with you with the prom.
we got a hell of a delay going on. But I'm just go ahead.
Yeah, it's very delayed. You want me to drop down and come
Yeah,
back
drop
up?
down and come
Is
right
that
back up.
cool?
Jay,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts?
No, I agree with like I do agree. See more of what you're saying. Like I've read a lot of different books on this topic myself, like Willie Lynch letter, and I've done a
Brother,
lot of
it's
research
bad,
myself
bad.
into.
It's really bad being black, man. Because listen, when our grandmothers experienced something, they passed it down to our mothers. You get your black, bald head, ugly ass in there and do that homework. It got passed down. And the reason that our grandmothers
Right.
developed that behavior was the harsh circumstances that they experienced. Like, we have generational stuff being passed down. Our moms are messed up. Messed up. And so when the young lady, when Porcelain Barbie came up here, it's easier. I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but it's easier for us oftentimes to pretend that high levels of racism isn't thwarted towards blacks than it is for us to acknowledge it. Because if we acknowledge it, you can go into a depression. You can really go to a place of fear, to be honest. Think about this. The black people that we know who are trying to pretend to be white and things like that, like Officer Tatum and Myron Gaines, people like this, they acknowledge the harshness of what it's like. Listen, there is nothing that America has done to make blacks feel like they will protect us. There's nothing that America has done to make black people think that they have our back. There is nothing that America has done to prevent us from feeling like we belong to a country that doesn't love us. America does not love black people. I really can't see. I pride myself on being a very impartial man. Hold on, is that my people hot rod down there? That's my people right there. I think you know what? I've never put this into words before, but this is the perfect example. Another issue that we have is if we keep it real and say out loud the truth, it sounds so bad that other people don't want you to say it. They say you have a victim mentality, even though we know all of this stuff is true. It's true. They're still lynching black people. I think the earliest was a month ago. They found that boy hanging from that bridge, set on fire. When Charlie Kirk lost his life to another white man, historically black colleges got bomb threats. Listen, I want you to hear something.
When Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I lost it. I was extremely emotional. Mr. President,
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this around so you guys can actually see it. I usually don't do that. Listen, people, where my show supporters at? I'm putting in extra work over here. There she is. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. Let me see something. We're gonna start this thing, all right. This was when Charlie Kirk lost his life by another white man, might I add.
And Charlie Kirk was assassinated, I lost it. I was extremely emotional. Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country.
What do you think he meant when he said, let us go door to door? You think he meant go to white people's door? No. He's talking about strategically wiping black people. But let's go.
I let social media and my emotions get the better of me, and I made a video talking about civil war. I posted a video the next day asking the president to call for civil war. Let's try to get this video in front of Donald Trump, in front of President Trump, excuse me. Sir, you took the same oath as millions of veterans in this country, over 13 million veterans in this country, most of whom are conservative. We took the same oath to defend our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These leftists are our enemies. This is no longer left versus right. This is good versus evil. You have, give or take, 3 years left. If you call for a civil war, the conservative veterans in this country will take our country back from the evil left. You know, I fucked up. I shouldn't have never posted it. I don't want a civil war.
You don't want a civil war. Well, there's a race war coming. There's nothing like, I tell people this all of the time. There's definitely a race war coming. Too many people have been trying to pop it off, right? But I'll say this. There's a lot of black people who are scared of the race war. So they lie to themselves about it and try to pretend that it's not real, when in actuality, they tried to pop it off when Charlie Kirk lost his life. A white person took Charlie Kirk's life. Historically, black colleges got bomb threats. Like, I think you guys don't know the extent that America really doesn't like black people. You can't really name anything amazing that's been done for black America. Can you, Porcelain Barbie? Name me something amazing America has done for black people to let black people know we love you.
Freedom. We're not slaves anymore, giving us the right to vote.
Oh, you talking about the people who put us into slavery?
Giving us freedom. Hey, we can go back, Stacey, and say the people that put us into slavery, but we can also link it to the people that actually sold us.
No, because slavery is not a bad thing.
So I mean, we can go there.
No, slavery is not necessarily a bad thing.
Sometimes, this plantation.
Listen, slavery is not necessarily a bad thing.
We had more unity before.
Listen, let me ask you something. You're conservative, aren't you?
Yes.
You know why I said that? I'm nothing. I pride myself on being very impartial. From my experience with conservatives, it's hardcore drive, and they refuse to see any other. And I'm not saying that's you, but it's really hard. It's radical. It's high level radical. So you probably should. And listen, you'll never be attacked up here. I value your opinion, and I just want to hear it. Let me ask you this. Are you a Charlie Kirk supporter? Because afterwards, I'm going to ask you a question about one of his ideologies and see if you support it.
Oh my God, Stacey, I support almost 98% of the stuff that you talk about. So
no, I'm just asking you, do you support Charlie
Kirk? And I'm gonna be real.
No, I'm not talking about his take.
Absolutely,
I'm talking about.
But let me tell you why.
Talk to me.
Okay, let me tell you why. I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not familiar with any of Charlie Kirk's speeches. I didn't even know anything about Charlie Kirk prior to the horrific thing that actually happened. So me as a woman and in my feminine energy, seeing such gruesome, gut-wrenching pictures like that.
Hey, you cutting out. We can't hear anything you're saying. We can't hear anything.
I don't know. I have all my bars.
I want to hear this. Hot Rod said, I'm waiting on. Hey, listen. Brand said, don't stick a knife in my back, pull it out 6 inches, and call it progress. Right? Listen, people, we got a hot show today, man. We should have more support than this. Where my cash at, people, at? Let's support the show, people.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I actually hear you clearer now. We're talking about Charlie Kirk.
Okay, can you hear me now? I said, so from what I was saying is, I didn't get to see any of Charlie Kirk's speeches. I wasn't even familiar with him prior to the incident that occurred in public. Me being a woman, it was very gruesome. It was very gut-wrenching. So my empathy and sympathy came to the forefront of it all. So I can't unsee it, and I'm not, I'm very apologetic for what happened to him, and that's as far as my empathy and sympathy goes with the whole situation. I don't care if he was black, white, it would be the same thing. Seeing
On a
something like
scale
that
of
was
1 to
gruesome.
10, how much did it? How much hurt did you have over it?
After seeing something like that, I would say a 7 because
Okay.
I was disconnected from him. Like, I don't know him, but I mean, it did affect me because I can't unsee what I saw.
No doubt. I think the visual probably affected a lot of people more so than anything. I'm a man, it didn't bother me that much. Because how could it bother me that much if I have never, and it's a shame, but I've never cried over Malcolm X, right? I didn't cry over Martin Luther King. I didn't cry over Amadeo Diallo, even though I love them, right? I didn't cry over Amadeo Diallo. Did you see the movie with Michael B. Jordan, Fruitvale Station? See, this is what I'm saying. It just, in America, it is branded that a white death is more important than a black one. It's branded that way. It's almost branded like we deserve it more than white people deserve it. Do you disagree?
Yeah, I disagree 100% because I feel as though the unalivings within our community makes us desensitized from it when we actually encounter it, because we seem more hypocritical because we have more outrage when a YT person unalive us than when someone of our same ethnicity or color, melanin, unalive us. We don't have that much outrage. Me, again, I'm an intuitive thinker. I tell people this all the time. If I'm ever unalive, please pursue justice for me being unalive and not because of the color of somebody else's skin. I'm pretty sure if we go to the graveyard and we ask the people, hypothetically speaking, are you mad that a white person unalive you, or are you mad that a black person unalive you? And
I'd rather be taken out by a black person.
You see how that sounds though? I'd rather be taken out by a black person.
Here's why. Why did the white person take my life? What's tied to it? I'm not bothering you. Did psychological, the highest levels of psychological damage and dysfunction, funding not being put into our neighborhood. Listen, you know what? I'll do it right now. I'll show you.
No, I don't want to make you mad.
Oh no, stop it. Stop it. It's not that deep. I just want to show you something. I want to show you what research. Listen, anybody get on Grok or Chat GPT. See, because I keep telling you, I'm very impartial. I just want the truth. I don't want any side to be right or wrong. So I wanted to know why black people, because I wanted to do something about it. I wanted to know why black people are taking each other's lives at such disproportionate rates, right? And I was actually blaming black people, to be honest. When I did the research, let me pull this up. Where's it at? I want to show you what Grok said. There it goes, I think. Okay. I said this. I understand that violence is high level and rampant in areas like South Central Los Angeles. I need you to identify to me what the core reason based on research and historical data. You see how I put that in there? Based on historical data. That's what I like, and research. Historical data of African Americans taking each other's lives so effortlessly in cities like Los Angeles, things like that. Now look what Grok said. The short answer, it's not that black people are effortlessly taking each other's lives. The core driver, based on decades of research, is concentrated, man-made disadvantages in specific neighborhoods created by racism, segregation, economic abandonment, plus GUNs and gangs on top of that. But hold on. The violence in black American cities like Los Angeles is mostly the result of government and market decisions that packed black families into few areas, starved those areas of jobs and investments, flooded them with DRUGSs and GUNs, and then policed them harshly instead of repairing them. I'm going to break that down for you. Imagine this. Imagine I go to Beverly Hills and I flood them with opioids, like what just happened to them. I flood them with opioids. And then listen, I tell, there's 54 people on here right now. I tell all 54 of these people, listen, you are now deputized. Anytime you see that white substance that we just flooded that community with, take them to jail for 50 years. Do you have any clue what that did? They gave me personally, they gave my mom 75 years in prison. So yes, I'm messed up. You think I'm not messed up behind that? But see, when we say it out loud, it's viewed as us being victims. That is a generational incident. It's generational. Because now me, I'm what you would call exceptional by the grace of God. I moved my children 2,000 miles away where they would have a fighting chance. I started my life over. But that's because of my thinking, right? I have millions of people who listen to me, which suggests that I'm not where the average person would be. So if I was where the average person would be, I would have probably fallen into, it's systematic. It doesn't happen. One thing doesn't just happen. We are bombarded. Listen, there was some people that came where I'm from. Where I'm from is 2,000 black. It was 2,500 blacks, place of 40,000 people, period. Some of these people from Chicago, they heard about the plants that we had down there, the Chrysler, Delco, with a lot of money. So they brought that white substance down there, right? And some of them were known for having bodies. They say, so-and-so right there, he's taken out 3 people in Chicago. This one right here. You know what we noticed? Those guys who were said to be hardcore KILers, when they came to where we're from, they stopped doing it. They said, man, we can't date white girls where we from. These Negroes got jobs. So when you put someone, when you take them out of a sense of urgency, when you put them in an environment where they can thrive, they will. Do you disagree with that?
Yes, I disagree with what you were saying because I feel like poverty is a mentality. There was somebody in the comments that mentioned something that said black.
So you don't believe in product of your environment?
I don't believe in product in your environment because I was raised in the hood. I was raised in the hood, and the thing about it is you have to have discipline. You know, if you're taught right from wrong, don't smoke, don't drink, don't have sex without a condom, get on birth control, stuff like that, you should avoid a lot of things.
We had this conversation day before yesterday. I want to ask you something. So I know what your answer is about to be, and it's going to be crazy. Did you know? Crazy? It's going to be, watch. You know how you can, hold on. You know how you can take a light bulb, drop it in, and it will break? Do you believe human beings can break? The government believes it.
I feel like
the government believes it. That's why certain people can go into a trial and they'll deem him not competent enough to stand trial.
I feel like there's some exceptional humans. Like, do I believe that every man can turn GAY?
Jesus
No.
Christ.
Because no. Listen to me. I'm an intuitive thinker. You want me to have this one-track mind. You ask me a question.
To be honest with you, I don't even know if I want to hear anymore. This is bad. This is horrific.
No, but in my mentality, you know why I feel like a man
Jesus
cannot break?
Christ.
Because I don't feel like if a man is true to his sexuality, no other man can entice him. So no, in that theory, with me believing that way, no, a human being cannot break. You don't believe
some kids have been pumped in the butt by their dads?
Yeah, I believe. Yes, absolutely. I believe that someone can take advantage of someone.
And how do you think that child will turn out? How do you think that child will turn out?
We can give exception to every extremity in life. God. When I thought about that question, you asked me a question. You can say, "Do I believe a human being can be broken?"
I'm gonna be
I'm not
honest
in my
with you. I'm gonna
feelings.
be honest with you.
He asked me a question.
I swear to God on everything, this was my most heartbreaking show. I like to hope no black person in the world thinks like this. So you really believe everything is up to us and we can will ourselves to do better? That's what you really believe that? You don't believe some people are mentally ill?
Yes, I believe that some people are genetically modified and they are mentally ill. Yes, I do believe that. But I believe that, from religious, my religious beliefs is, if you're not equally yoked with people, you're going to have a certain type of product you produce. If you're having a lustful child, if you alcoholism, if you're opioid addicted, your kid can turn out as those type of things. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about the debilitated and dysfunction of life, or are we talking about the normalities of people? Because we can go to extremes of everything and find something there to make somebody's point valid.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even know what to say, to be honest, because I don't believe anything you'll hear will, I told you I've experienced that. Like, I don't think there's anything that you can hear that you give credence to. Like, most conservatives are like that.
I said a human being can.
You said you grew up in the hood. Do you know listen, hold on. Do you know what the hood really is? You couldn't have grown up in it thinking like this.
I have some of my relatives have had 30-year sentences and they didn't break. So you think after a certain amount of time they should have broke?
Did they go to prison more than once? The recidivism rate in America in certain of these places, exactly. The recidivism rate is 30. So they did break. They call that insanity. You disagree with that? She said that's a perspective. Look it up. Look it up. The recidivism rate amongst black people is 73%. Meaning from the time, and they can track this because they know your name. They know that it's called the intake. They know when you leave. They know when you come back. Listen, within 2 years of most black men leaving, they're reincarcerated. You don't think that's breakage?
So, no, I mean, yes, that's breakage for us, for state. Like, we can look at it that way, you and I can. But you haven't answered my question. I said, if a human being can break, shall we classify all men as bisexual or gay? Can a man have his sexuality broken?
I don't understand you. What do you mean? What's that got to do with breaking? I don't get what you're saying.
Because the only way that you can break a man, is through sodomizing a man, right? So.
Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta make sure. Hold on. I gotta make sure I heard you. You told me. Do you literally mean that that's the only way a man can be broken is sodomizing?
Absolutely. Yes, I do.
Sweetie, you're ruined. I feel horrible for you. Are you married?
I mean, the music industry, the music, yes, I am. The music industry is breaking men through this, ritual. The indecent proposal that they give certain people is breaking them. You have to do this for this type of I was talking about the indecent proposal that they give the men in the music industry to advance.
You don't even know if that's true, sweetie. So you believe Michael Jackson got broken? See, this now it's starting to sound crazy now. Do you think Jay-Z got banged in his butt? Do you think Nas got banged in his butt?
Know.
Do you think 50 Cent got banged in his butt?
At this point, I don't.
Okay, so I know, listen,
I
sweetie, it's a good thing you got married. I'll say that.
No, but listen, I can't say 100% if anybody's getting banged in their anal cavity. I can't say that with 100%. You can't say if I'm getting banged in mine. You don't know me. I don't know you. So we can leave it there.
We're not talking about us.
But even with these celebrities, all of this stuff that came out about Diddy and all these celebrities, even Charlie Sheen and all of these
Who was
celebrities, I
shocked that
don't
it
put
came
any of
out
this
about?
past.
Who was shocked that it came out about Diddy?
I
Who?
was shocked.
They had allegations
I
15
was.
years ago.
Sir, I was probably too young for that, but I understand.
Hey, well, I tell you what, black people just need to be taken out. I'll just put it that way. I agree with you. Take them out. Take them out. Because they're doing all of this stuff on purpose. There's nothing wrong with black people. You know, I find it very ironic. I find this very ironic. That people go to Vietnam wars and they go to Desert Storm wars, and because they have seen things that no human is supposed to have seen, they bring them back over here and give them medications for PTSD. But you say that we're not breaking and damage when we're driving down the street and all of a sudden our best friend's brain matter splats on our face. I find that very ironic that the government agrees more with me than you do. And that's that conservative space. I am telling you, I've seen what that conservative space do. I got a cousin who almost like, listen. I got a cousin who hustled in the streets with us at large levels. Was a nigga. We, out of the blue, he started talking like blacks this, black that. And that's what we found out. Like he became a conservative. I mean, that's hey.
So my thing is, you can say and try to critique me on my conservative views, but wasn't it you that said you refuse to stay in a black neighborhood? Correct?
Because I know lots of blacks are broken.
So who's the hypocrite? Stacey, you and me.
You think you just made a point?
No.
You just made my point.
No,
I'm sticking with what I said.
But why don't you want to stay around your own people?
Because blacks are broken. Like I've been saying.
So listen.
This is actually a bad argument, and you don't see that? You're making my point. I haven't deviated from my stance. You're making my point. I don't know if you thought that was a gotcha moment or something. I've been saying blacks are broken. But you said they're not. That's a shame. Because I tell you what, if this is a black person thinking this, it lets me know why whites hate us. If they really believe we're just running around doing this with a conscious... Say it again.
I'm black. I'm all the way black.
I think you think that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying your mind has, been taken to a place. And listen, did you know that they have studies that suggest that your mind can be taken to that place intentionally? Even social media is doing it. Listen, do you believe that the America has committed more atrocities than black people even have the capacity to? And I won't even say atrocities. I'll say high-level evil.
Yes, I believe that. Absolutely.
So, but
when we go back and
why are blacks demonized? Listen, we're only 13%, 14% of the population. Yet 14% of the population has been branded to be more evil than the majority of the population. Around 70%.
It's proximity.
Okay, guess what else is proximity? Did you know that white America consumes 85 to 90% of child PORN? But that's not talked about. Even Charlie Kirk didn't talk about it. Did you ever stop and ask yourself?
I mean, it's definitely needs to be talked about, and the laws need to be changed.
Listen, let me ask you this.
Lethal injection.
You said you was a fan of Charlie Kirk. It never struck you. That he wasn't talking about these little kids sitting in school and out of nowhere. How the hell wasn't that a big talking point? It happened a week before he passed. How are you in black people's business and these schools are getting lit up? Churches are getting lit up on a regular. These young kids in the white community are being trafficked and touched. They're alleging that your president is involved in it. They won't let those files go. Do you believe in white privilege?
Um, I don't know.
I can't even do this anymore.
That was sad.
Yeah, that was really bad, man. That was really bad. I'm really praying that she's going to reach out to me later and say, Stacey, you know I was just playing. But unfortunately, I think she was dead serious with everything she said. Jeez.
To add to the broken part, like the broken that you were trying to show her, like we know that black, so-called, black women have children out of wedlock at a very, like, the highest rate
Right.
out of any demographic in America. And if that's not a sign of broken.
I agree, brother. I agree. But you know how we know it's breakage? Because no sane group of people does it. Listen, black men are walking up to each other and putting the thing to the side of our heads. And you don't think that's breakage? It's
yeah,
not normal.
I agree.
See, but listen, bro, I'm telling you right now, like what I have seen, and I'm not affiliated with any political party. Like I can tell, I'm so impartial. I can name some things that Donald Trump did that I'm actually a fan of. I could name some things that are that liberals do that I'm in favor of. See, when people get radicalized with being conservatives, it's just tunnel vision. It's just tunnel vision. It's like gang banging. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't see any other points of views. They're just radical. That's where all the violence comes from.
Right.
Democrats don't pop those schools up and things like that. I don't like Democrats because they push a lot of the things that go against my faith. Like they push a lot of the LGBT stuff. They push it hard. They push it up on the kids. So that's why I have a great disdain, you know what I mean, for some democratic beliefs and things like that. Plus, Democrats haven't come up with a system that allows blacks to elevate and start standing on their own. I believe EBT. I believe that I agree with what Donald Trump is doing with EBT. Because if you are an able-bodied person, you should not be laying on your back collecting food stamps. When we have to, we perform at high levels and we become better individuals. So there's like a multitude. I don't have tunnel vision. I can see something viable I don't even care who it is. I can see something viable in something viable. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I think she doesn't even believe in product of your environment. That was my worst interview ever out of 4 years. That was my worst interview ever. It was more heartbreaking than it was anything. It was more heartbreaking than it was anything. Because imagine this. If there really are whites that share her viewpoints, then there's no wonder why we get treated like we do. Because if we're just doing this stuff, she says she thinks before she speaks. Well, let's see. Let's see. Listen, you know what? We're going to do it like this. I want to see what Grok says. If systematic, the first word that came up was yes. It's like she has her own definitions and her own, like, listen, I want to apologize to you, but you did traumatize me. I still had no right to, like, that was a lot for me. That was a lot for me.
I understand.
I had to disconnect from that. Are you aware that you have your own dictionary definitions for things?
No, I'm not aware of it. But you were speaking about systematic racism, and it does affect our community um, on a large scale. I'm very familiar with that.
Listen, I gotta ask you. You
like
really go ahead.
Like I said, in banking, we're discriminated with when it comes to like giving business loans and housing market, and also in our legal system as well. So we're discriminated against. And but what I was trying to say is, I don't feel like it's beyond a race thing now. I feel like the black man is being attacked. Deeper than a black and white thing. You didn't let me finish. I was going to elaborate on that. I feel like you are being replaced with so many other things. The LGBTQ, other ethnicities like Africans, other minorities, Ethiopians, so on and so forth. I feel like the black man exclusively is being attacked. They're pushing this soft life with us to date outside of our race. They want our women to date outside of our race to other men.
What makes you think that? What makes you think that when only 14 to 19% of any race dates outside of the race? I don't even know where you got that from, to be honest. What makes you think that?
I'm talking more so on the social media platforms, how they push black women. Saying if you date another ethnicity or another race, it'll be better than a black man. So maybe that's just in my feed.
I think you kind of put that together. I don't know.
No, I can send you a lot of creators that has millions of followers that tell you to do these things, for sure. And I can send you the content creators in your inbox.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to name me.
I'm listening.
Any white 12-year-olds that have been popped up by the police. Do you think you'll ever be able to name that in history? Do you think you'll ever be able to? Just let's be honest.
No. No, never.
What is her name? Sandra. What is it? The one who got popped in the head in her kitchen?
Yeah, Sandra. I don't know her last name.
Do you think that if I gave you an hour, do you think that you can find me anything like that of a white woman getting done like that in America? Because I'll give you the time. Actually, no. I'll do it for you. You said no? So that's racism, right?
No, I can't
That's not discrimination. See, you keep on saying, you're using that word discrimination a lot, even with the judicial system. That's not discrimination. That is not, watch this. I'm going to start pulling these words up when you use them. There we go. The unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of ethnicity, age, sex, or... Do you know how many black people are getting 50 years and things like that in prison opposed to their counterparts for the same crimes? That's racism.
It's a lot.
That's racism.
It is racism.
Well, you keep using that word discrimination, and I think it's... Listen, I gotta ask you this. I promise I don't mean this disrespect. Do you like?
Also, can I?
Hold on. I want to ask you, and I'm going to believe whatever you say. Do you like black people?
I'm black, of course. Yes, I do.
Okay, I was going to say that doesn't mean anything. I just had to ask you of your own opinion.
Why would I not like my own people? Do I feel like we can grow and be great again? Absolutely. We have a $1.9 trillion spending capacity in 2024.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You can be foolish and have a $1.9 trillion spending power.
We can be foolish, but if we channel that foolishness into like this marketing thing umbrella and stop shopping and stop being the consumers, we can actually take over. But that's a whole nother story, something that we're not going to be able to do.
You know what's really crazy is you really are, out of all that black people have went through, you really are labeling most black people as capable. They're walking up to each other and pulling the trigger. You don't think so? The guy who took Nipsey Hussle's life, I often bring this up. You don't think anything was wrong with him to walk out in broad daylight in public and basically say, I'm willing to do the rest of my life in prison? Like me, myself, if that had have been me, I would have figured out a way to where I could do it and get away with it. So it's your perspective that there's not really. Let me ask you this. At a high level of mental illness, what percentage of black people would you say suffer at a high percent of mental illness?
It's probably higher than white people for sure.
What percentage?
I mean, I can look it up and give you research, but if I can guess off the top of my head, I would probably say about 89, 90%.
You do know what you just said, right? So you're telling me
to say that I contradict myself.
Yes, you're saying 89% of us are high-level mentally ill, but you're asking high-level mentally ill people to pull up their bootstraps and create an economic power structure.
So what I'm asking you, what is the solution? If we are around high-level mentally ill
Only
people,
a certain portion of us are going to make it. That's the solution. Do you know studies suggest that what a person is doing at the age of 30 to 34 is likely what they'll be doing for the rest of their lives?
I can't agree with that.
You said you can't?
I said I can agree with that.
Okay, sweetie. So if our guys who keep going back and forth to prison are guys who are actively, listen, a lot of these guys who are saying what they're saying in these rap songs, they're doing it. We're seeing them get wiped off the map even though they have millions of dollars. And that's what I'm telling you. It's like, it's amazing to me that you don't believe humans break. Look at our women. They are atrocities. I wouldn't touch the bulk of them.
So who fault is that though?
I'm going to give you a guess. I'll respond to you.
They decided to move the black man. They decided to move the black man out of our house.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what we see in them. The Sukihanas, the Glorilla, the Sukihanas. I'm asking you, these women who are really messed up, have you ever heard? So Sukihana did an interview, and she was saying she sold her soul to the devil, right? I'm not going to get into that. So you believe that black women are behaving the way they're behaving of their own volition? You don't believe there's nothing wrong with them?
Sir, what do you want me to attribute their wrongdoing toward? Like, I don't know. I could say substance use, drugs, I'm sorry, TikTok friendly language, fruits in the chat, drugs. What do you want me to get? What type of excuse mechanism would you like me to give to them?
Nothing.
Because there's been...
You're right. I believe that we are all... There's nothing wrong with them. They're just making bad decisions.
No, I'm just saying, what type of excuse mechanism you want?
None. I just think they're making bad decisions. I think everybody can do better.
They want to sell cat, and they want to use men, and they know the ramifications that come down in that dark rabbit hole of doing that. So what type of empathy do you want me to give these people?
I want you to hate them. I don't want you to give them any empathy.
These our young girls are going to truck stops, and our young girls are lot lizard. The CDC just did another research and said 5,000 new cases of the alphabets for our youth that's 18 and younger. They just did a research. They have the alphabets, the H one.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're not gonna get it.
But I'm just saying, what type of excuse mechanism do you want me to give these people? You want me to say, oh, they already get everything
Black Boy Wonder.
Mental health.
Hey, what's happening, man? Thanks for having me up.
Tell me how your night's going, brother.
Yeah, it's going good. I'm just, doing some editing.
King Brand, I appreciate the super chat. You doing some editing? What you doing editing on?
Yeah.
What you doing editing on?
Yeah. Couple YouTube channels.
Okay. What you social media manager?
For people, and I also
No, I'm not a manager or nothing like that. I'm just the editor.
Oh, so you edit content.
Yeah, I edit
I
content.
know you be having migraines. That's a monster right there.
Not. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but you know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a while. I used to do it for other people when it came to like weddings and stuff like that. So it was more out in the field type of work. So now for me, it's more like just being at home or wherever I choose to be.
Got you.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
What's your thoughts on the show?
Yeah, man, this it's crazy. Like this, what you're saying, everything you said is 100% in agreement with me. You know, a lot of people will have indifference to it, but I think we do have to understand, like, man, it's hard to talk about these things as well as a BLK person because you know you kind of saying things against your own.
Right.
But the truth is the truth. A lot of us do have mental, you know, situations, and it's like we do got to understand that this wealth and, you know, building these type of institutions for our own is not going to happen by the majority of us. I mean, if you prop up the ones that have struggling issues, then they're going to reflect their mental state in things that they create and demonstrate, and that puts the rest of us
exactly
at a, you know,
it's
so
like
it's
inviting
like
termites into a wooden house that we're building.
Facts, exactly. And I think this is one thing as well. Like a lot of BLK people, they don't want to really like identify with the community struggles that we are actually facing on a daily case. Like,
Right.
there are a lot of like well-paid institutions and organizations that purely don't have our best interests at heart. Because let's be real about it. You gotta have some people at a permanent underclass for there to be a permanent upper class.
I agree.
And middle class. For other people to thrive, there's going to have to be some people that have to bite the dust.
I agree.
And we don't want to understand that this thing is based on racial. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, no people want to see their own people at the bottom. That's the truth. So
Right.
when we find that we have these racial experiences, they're tied to communities that actually love their own.
Exactly.
Are going to be indifferent to our agendas.
I agree. I mean, look at it like this, bro.
You know?
So can I?
Hold on. When you know, I have a cousin, and the same thing happened with him. Like, we can use Grok, we can use Open AI. Listen, brother, I'm telling you, trust me. They got studies that talk about from the point of impact when a person typically makes their mind up about something, if they're not an impartial person, they said you can forget. They said there's nothing that you can do. You can open the dictionary. Listen, I just pulled up on the white man's Grok and read this to her. And I don't know. I have no words for it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's, I think as well for BLK women, they don't really understand what it's like to face the world as a BLK man. And I'm not talking about from a place of defeat or anything like that. It's not even, that's not the angle I'm talking about. I'm talking about being a man. Like, being a man in your community, it puts you at a natural place of responsibility for your own community, for your women, for your children. Yeah. And your children is not necessarily the ones in your own household. It's our generation of children. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we as men have to be responsible for what happens to ours, because no other man, every other man has that same disposition for their community.
Yep.
So now when you have brothers like Stacey Prince, which I've been watching his stuff for a little while, and I think he's really doing some of the greatest work. You know, you have men that come out and have these conversations, that are doing this work, that are putting this to the forefront, bringing awareness. These are the gatekeepers. These are the watchers that we need. But you'll have BLK people come out and attack that because as far as their individual agenda, it's in a contradiction. And that's what we're being opposed by, not just other races.
I attacked his message. You feel like I attacked his message when I gave credence?
No, ma'am. I wasn't. If I was talking about you, I would directly say it. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general. You get what I'm saying? Because I make content. I have very small channels, but I'm in this this sphere of business, and I see it daily. Like we talk about dating, if we talk about crime, if we talk about history, men show up, but these men, you know what I'm saying, face it.
I also gave credence to black men. I said black men are being attacked in America, period. I took it off the racism thing and I put it onto other aspects of how I felt as though black men are being attacked with the LGBTQ movement. They also being attacked and discriminated with racism through courts, through banking, through housing market and everything. You speak about rebuilding the community. How can we rebuild a community when all of the areas that's predominantly black are now gentrified areas? That's telling us that the areas that we have in our possession right now is worth some money. But instead of us trying to fix up grandma's house, we decide to sell grandma's house. I'm just keeping it real because I'm in the business of buying the houses. And when they see my black face, they don't want to sell to me. They want to sell to a white person because they feel like they're getting a better offer.
I just think you're gonna always have. I think you're gonna always have trouble understanding. You know, I think you're gonna always have trouble understanding. You know, everybody. You know, I think oftentimes, Black Boy Wonder. Let me ask you something. Do you think that sometimes, you know, those of us who can who can speak fluently and hold intellectual conversations, talk on a manner of different varieties of subjects. Do you think sometimes we come to a place where we expect that out of pretty much everybody because we can do it? We don't often think about the people who literally can't read. I'm talking about messed up. Joel Santana came on the internet the other day and said kids don't need to know how to read. So listen, let me ask you this, Black Boy Wonder. Doesn't that go to speak of how messed up he is to even say that?
Yeah, it was disgusting, man. And I'll be honest. I'm be honest with you, Mr. Prince. Like for me, you know, I grew up in the era where he thrived the most. Right. These days, he's put it pretty much on the shelf, but Joel Santana was one of my favorites, basically what I'm saying. And
mine too.
I saw that and I was outright disgusted, man. I ain't even gonna hold you that to me, like my mom's taught me how to read from when I was like 4 or 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? I was reading books like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like I can't the depth that I have towards my moms, you get what I'm saying, for the type of care she took for me to pursue education and learn how to apply myself, right, academically, right? It's like, yeah, you may not have to get a degree or top-notch degrees or finish school to be wealthy, but saying that you don't gotta learn to read and that you can have a computer, you know what I'm saying, verbalize. You know,
you can't learn math without knowing how to read. You got to read instructions in order to learn how to formulate problems. Listen, so Porcelain Barbie, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. For him to even make that statement and be so serious to where he formed an argument behind it, you think he's okay, don't you?
No, I don't think he's okay, but I don't look up to a Joel Santana.
No, you're going somewhere else with it. That's not the point. The things that you are asking out of black people, do you expect to recruit Joel Santana to and him help us build what we need to build?
Absolutely not. I have more esteem for black people. It would be someone like you, somebody's that's, you know, well-read, well-spoken, understand both sides of the fence.
Do you think there's more people in the black community like me or not? Do you think there's more men in the black community like me or not?
No, I feel like it's rare.
That's what I'm telling you.
But you know what, Mr.
We are messed up.
So y'all want me to, now y'all mad. Y'all mad because I said it's rare. I can't win.
No, we are. Who's mad? What are you talking
These
about?
people are propped up. These people are propped up. This is what I'm saying. Like when you have, they've made it to where in our community, where the least of us can become the best of us. Malcolm X spoke on it a lot. Like our leaders are comedians, you know what I'm saying, rappers, actors. They're not actual people who come from any level of academia, that come from any standard or moral walk of life. They don't even know much on a political, socio-economical level.
I agree.
And that's why we are being led by people who really have the lowest IQs and mental health issues. Like you said, Mr. Prince, someone that's intellectual like yourself, you're going to be facing a Sukiana.
No doubt about it.
Because she's got clout.
Listen, check this out. Look who they took to the, God dog it, what is it called? The Democratic the Democratic convention. Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion. And them black women didn't even have sense enough. Them black women didn't even have sense enough to be offended. Like, this is who you're likening to us? This is who you think can influence us? I just don't, I listen, Porcelain, I apologize for, getting out of composure, but it's inappropriate. I'm a little bit traumatized, to be honest.
I don't understand. You agree with everything that no, everything that you saying up here is my ideology, is what I believe in about the music that was playing at the convention. I thought it was disgusting. It always seems as though, even with the mayor of New York, why do they have to play rap music to make us more relatable to the candidate? I agree with everything that you're saying.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you said, you were saying, no, if people just be responsible, stop doing this. No, that's not true. People are, listen.
Where do we start?
We got to stop acting like, listen, so, I told people this the other night for the first time. My little sister's life was taken. She's a twin, right? And, they had it pretty tough. My mom was in prison. I appreciate it.
Sorry for your loss.
I appreciate that. My mom was in, they didn't have a mother or a father. My grandmother raised us, right? Listen, what I'm telling you, Porcelain, is that breakage that we are talking about. When my sister, listen, she didn't fall on the blade or something like it. She got hit in the back of the head a couple times, right? My mom and my sister said, y'all know how she lived her life? My sister wasn't in her right faculties. We knew something was wrong with my sister. She was going to the harshest environments. And this is what I'm telling you. We knew that there's things wrong with her. We knew that. I told my little brother years ago, I said, what I don't want you to do is get caught up in ever thinking just because you don't see somebody like this and foaming at the mouth, that there's nothing wrong with them. And that's what we do. That's what we do often. We think if somebody's not foaming in the mouth, you can look at how they're living their lives and tell to what degree they have issues. Listen, black people are messed up. So let me ask you this, Porcelain. Do you believe that America loves black people?
That's called social determinants of health. I'm sorry.
Do you believe that America loves black people?
I didn't.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a battle that can't be won.
No, I don't.
Dude, let me ask you what took you so long about that.
No. But
hold on. But let me ask you what took you so long about an answer like that.
I'm listening.
No, I said, let me ask you what took you so long about an answer like that.
Because I haven't endured anything that I felt like was racism or prejudice towards myself. But if I take myself out of it and focus not on
Why would you put yourself in
anecdotal
it?
experience, and
Why
just
would
look
you
at the collective.
listen? I want to say this to everybody. I thought everybody knew. We never speak in anecdotals or isolated incident. We always speak in the general consensus up here. Speaking about you can't do anything for us.
And I also told you that I had 2 grandmothers that picked cotton also. So when I think about stuff like that in proximity, no. But when I think of stuff that I see on TV and the masses and the news and different demographic areas, of course, yes.
So let me ask you this. Let's go this to extreme. What has America done to show you that it loves us?
I told you from the beginning, we're not slaves anymore. We have equal opportunities. We have Black billionaires. We have a lot of Black entrepreneurs. All of our women are very educated, smart. Our men are producers.
So now you do believe America loves us then?
What do you want me to say? I didn't say it. You said it. I just highlighted the great things about our.
No, I asked you to tell me what
how we
America has
contribute.
done to show us that it loves us, and you literally started naming some things.
I started naming things that should make a Black person think that they can achieve the same things. We had a
I
Black
think you have,
president. We
listen,
used
not to be
told
funny
that
or
we
anything.
can't.
I think you have trouble, like, I promise you, I'm not trying to be funny. I think you have trouble with these type of conversations because, listen to me. I said, name something that America has done to make you believe it loves us. And you started naming some things, right? So which means basically, these are the reasons I think America loves us. You get that?
I understand where you're coming from. I think you want me to go down this racial hole.
No,
and say,
I just
America
asked
hate
a
us
simple
because we don't
question.
have this opportunity to do this, that, and the third. We're locked up. We're this.
I appreciate it.
No,
sweetie.
I'm just saying, Stacey.
Listen, I don't think you can
Let's be
hold
fair.
conversation like it's
No,
like
I'm
you're
just
not
trying to-
listening to things. And then when you respond, listen, I'm telling you right
Okay.
now, sweet, I'm telling you, when someone says, name something that Stacey has done to make you think he likes other men. If you list a couple of things, it means you believe Stacey likes men. Don't you get that?
I get it. So I will answer your question directly. I feel like America has disparities towards the Black community in some areas. Is that good enough?
It's no good or bad. It's just answers.
Do you feel like America
I've been
has
over here.
disparities in some areas.
No, I believe they treat us fair. I've been over here looking for it. There's about 6 really famous content. Oh, is that one of them? That is one of them right there. This must have been meant to be. So I want to show you something.
All right, racists.
White people are the problem.
Now that we've identified the problem, let's get down to the root of what the problem is stealing. Black American childhood. While this racist-ass country preaches about family values and protecting the innocent, it operates a brutal 2-tiered system for the original children. White children are granted the fundamental human right of innocence. They're also allowed to have their space be messy or make mistakes. They can begin a lifetime of stupidity and are allowed to grow with grace. But a Black American child is denied this basic right from their first breath. From the moment they can walk and talk, they are forced to carry a weight no child should ever know. They are not allowed to just be kids. They are given the talk, not about the birds and the bees, but a survival manual on how to navigate a world that sees their very skin as a weapon. Their tantrums are not seen as developmental frustration, but as aggression. Their curiosity is not seen as innocence, but as defiance. Their loud play is not seen as joy, but as a disturbance. True Indigenous children are forced into a premature adulthood, tasked with managing the racism that they experience from white adults, all while they are still learning to read. They have to accept being followed in stores, being called racial slurs on the playground, and having their toys perceived as threats, all while being told to be the bigger person, simply to align the Black American children with prison and poverty. Black Americans are under attack from all angles, and it begins with the children. They are held to an impossible moral standard, expected to absorb hatred with a patience and a wisdom only an adult could give. It's a calculated system. It's designed to break their spirit early, to force them into a box of subservience, to strip them of their natural childhood rebellion and joy before it can fully form. The psychological war waged on Black Americans simply because they're superior and we're on their land. Meanwhile, white children are coddled in their ignorance, allowed to develop in an unconditional bubble of grace. Their mistakes forgiven, their biases unchecked. We are all now learning just how many racist children are filthy and riddled with hygiene issues. They get to be children. Black American children are forced to be shields, diplomats, and trauma survivors, all while being antagonized for being a kid. And let this be a message to all the racist parents out there. No one is going to allow people to continue being racist to their children. Be ignorant and play that game with adults. We see how you people treat children. I mean, look at your president. But don't let that false sense of confidence land you in places you never thought you'd experience. You better leave Black Americans alone.
Okay, that's the part. That's the one I wanted you to see too. So I have a question for you, and I want you to try to, I was going to ask you this a while ago. I knew about channels like this. I subscribed to about 10 channels like this. And when you first started talking, when you came up here, I said there's white people who know this better than she does. And that's weird to me, sweetie. It's like your beliefs go, white people agree, and somehow you're black. And it's like, I don't know if you don't know. You don't believe in product of environment. If you don't believe in product and environment, and I want you to answer this, I'm going to give you the floor. If you don't believe in product of environment, why is it that even when white people are struggling, middle class, they go crazy and even get a second part-time job to keep their child in that private school? Tell me.
I never said that I disagree with product.
Ma'am, 100% you did. 1000% you did. You literally said no.
I said that. Okay. Well, may I clarify on that? I feel like, again, when I say product of your environment, what I'm thinking of people being the exception to the rule, getting out of that environment. But now, after you play these videos, I can see why you are saying it can happen at birth.
I just, I give God so much praise, and I just give him glory, and I just worship him. My grandmother used to say this. She'd be sitting on the porch or downstairs. She'd have her quilt over. She would be reading the Bible, but we always heard her say, "And Lord, I just thank you for keeping me in my right mind." Like, I have a very, very impartial mind, and I'm so grateful for it. The same way that I can admit black men are taking each other's lives. Listen, studies show that black men are the most intimately involved in their children's lives. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. That's how impartial that I can be. I'm not looking to be right. I desire the right information is who I am, right? And when we get to a place to where we can't see the things that are right in front of us, I'm not talking about you, but we become a part of the problem. We can literally, what you were saying to me, let me ask you this. Do you believe us, from what you see on TikTok, the women you've seen come up here and you like, why don't she get this? Do you believe, have you ever seen in our community, the black women come up here and things like, have you ever seen delusional women?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was hearing when you were saying they can do better and da-da-da, I was hearing you say this. Hey, delusional woman, don't be delusional. It's exactly what delusional is.
You're right. I misspoke. What I was thinking. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. My battery
misspoke,
thing
what
popped
I was
up.
Thinking, I was thinking about, I wasn't counting the people that we would disqualify.
Exactly.
I was thinking about a certain group of people. So that was my fault. So I misspoke by not even including the delusional people, the uneducated people, the promiscuous people. I wasn't even thinking about them at all, unfortunately. And that's even more sad.
But
because
listen,
their lives matter.
Here's what's messed up though, sweetie. Here's what's really, really messed up. This man-made culture. Listen, you seen Grok said it. Grok said man-made. This man-made culture that we call the black culture, sweetie, it's touched our women who have PhDs. Listen, they said it's reaching as far as...
That's facts.
Yeah, look at white women. It's touched white women. We are fucked up.
Yeah. You're right.
This thing that was created. Did you know that how superstars are made? Listen, I'm going to be honest. Kendrick Lamar ain't all that. But they pushed him to be. That's why Drake sued him. The people who become big are the people who they put more push behind. They put push behind this thing called black culture. Billions of dollars. It is modern. So listen, check this out. I have products that I have got on Fiverr.com and had them to create certain campaigns for me based around certain individuals. And it's just marketing. It's just marketing. And I'll put catchy music behind it. And I'll put a catchphrase on it. And I'll push it across the internet. And I'll push it across the internet. And I'll push it. They may not get it the first month. But around by month 3, if I keep pushing it and keep pushing it without interrupting the money that I have to spend on it each month, guess what happens? People start biting on it.
The algorithm shoots it up.
Yes, and that's all you got to do. We are being programmed every day. I do it to people. I've watched it. I've watched my sales go up. But when I don't push that campaign, one of my websites didn't make money for like a year. I didn't know what was going on. I had to push campaigns. And this is what I'm telling you. Sweetie, I don't think you even know the magnitude of how messed up we are. We're messed up. Me and my brother and some of my cousins, we've had, those of us who have our wherewithal intact, we have some cousins who, you know that he's an F up, right? And we lecture after lecture after lecture after lecture after lecture. And, you know, we don't know why we give him the lecture, because we also say things like, you know that boy can't do it. We call him can't get right. And this is what I'm telling you. There's some people who are really messed up. It's almost like saying, hey, delusional. Stop being delusional. It's almost like saying, because we know what the word delusional means. It's when you, despite incontrovertible evidence, a person continuing to believe in this thing that doesn't exist. It's like saying, hey, you over there who's capable of hallucinating, stop hallucinating. You over there.
No, I see what you're saying. You're saying that there's a system in place to oppress us intentionally.
I'm telling you that a lot of us are messed up for real. That boy that took Nipsey Hussle's life, he did it in broad daylight.
What is the solution?
Well, I think the solution is we can only rely upon the people who have their wherewithal intact. But the government has as much as admitted that if we get another black leader, they're going to take him out. The CIA has admitted this. We need organized.
When I spoke about the people that weren't a part of the collective, I spoke exclusively to those people, saying that we need to do this, we need to do that, excluding the promiscuous ones, excluding the drug dealers, excluding the mentally unhinged. I was kind of like cast off as being an idiot, basically.
Well, what you were saying, you was talking, you was, no, that's because you was saying ain't nothing wrong with us. Like, no, people could do better. I'm telling you.
No, I was talking about those because I completely excluded the promiscuous women. I mean, these women that's twerking, body count on 1,000. What can we do with that?
That's all I was saying to you. Like,
that's what I didn't even think I had to even specify that. Like,
I mean, when you say things like you don't believe in product of environment and stuff, you kind of got me going. You know what I mean? Like, when you say, no, they can do better. I don't believe that. That is programming. Of an environment, a lot of these women were virgins at one point. What made them be so hot in the ass? I don't know. Why are they glorifying that lifestyle? I don't know. Because Cardi B glorifies it. Listen, they know these lyrics left and right. Even Beyonce is telling them, independent woman. Listen to me. I think maybe you haven't thought about, a lot of people haven't thought about this. I hadn't thought about it till I thought about it. There's a word that we throw around really, really loosely, and we just don't think about this word. Stacy is one. Black Boy Wonder is one. We throw it around, but we don't pay attention to it. Influencer is real. This is modern day hypnosis. So I can influence this whole. Listen, why do you think they got Megan Thee Stallion? To influence black women into voting how they want it. And it worked. This stuff is powerful. I know somebody.
I agree with you.
I know somebody who has, listen, he believes the same beliefs that I have. He has a page, right? And on his page, Mother Goddess, Queen, Black Beautiful, men are picking on women. And they throw money at him left and right through Cash App and stuff. and don't realize he has the same beliefs as me. We got to be aware that some people are messed up. And the reason why me, you, and the other people can't come, because they take out our leaders. The CIA has admitted that who was that said that? You will never have another leader. Like, you know why? Because if we get a leader, we don't even need something extraordinary. We just need some people who can lead us out of our darkness. But see, then they'll wipe them people out fast. Because do you know what would happen if like you said, $1.9 trillion. Do you have any clue if a people like that got organized, sweetie, they would become a power, is what they would be. Google this up. What is the most influential race in the world? It's black people. We could sell our influence. If Michael Jordan, if all of these people stopped, we could strong arm America. We could extort America, because what we say is cool is what the world believes is cool. We won't endorse no more products unless you give us this, and that. Listen, I believe this. I don't necessarily believe in reparations would be good, but I don't believe we should be sitting around waiting on it and talking about it, wasting energy talking about it. But if they were going to give us some reparations, give us our own record label and give us half of a small state and leave us alone. But they wouldn't do that. They would pull a Flint, Michigan on us. We don't need our own grocery stores. They would wipe us out fast. So, we're in a bad predicament. Myself, personally, I believe we're under a curse, and I don't believe we can do anything about it until God comes back. That's what I believe.
It's funny. It's not funny. It's something, the fact that you say that, because I think that I don't believe in reparations, right? I definitely believe that we are owed it and we deserve it.
I like that.
But I don't, it's not something I would even waste my time thinking about, right?
Right.
I think if they did give anything, it would totally like, you're really saying it in your own way, but it would really destroy their entire economy.
Yeah, man. And that's why they can never let it happen.
Y'all can
That's
say
a fact.
that, but I'm nailed to the cross if I say it. You see how this works? If I say that we don't deserve reparations because of my political views and what I support, I'm nailed to the cross.
He didn't say we don't deserve it. He said we do deserve it.
The opposite.
Yeah, we do deserve it. You think we don't? The Jews got
the reparations.
Yeah. Listen,
I don't think that we deserve it without having financial literacy.
No, it's not about that. We're talking about whether or not something was done to you in order for you to deserve this thing. It don't matter if we can read. We were set back because of what was done to us. Other people have gotten their reparations. I mean, listen, we were set back to the. Communities were burnt down. Black Wall Street had 21 stores, a hospital. They said today, I know it's underplaying it though. I know that for a fact. Today, Black Wall Street would be worth $1.7 billion, but we know it would be more than that. Listen, Bruce's Beach, white people took Bruce's Beach. Took it. Do you have any damn clue what a beach in California would be worth? You can go over in Compton and get a 2-bedroom for $800,000. And I'm not talking about a modern house. Do you know what a beach would be? They just gave Bruce's Beach back to his ancestors. To his people. This is what you know what I'm going to do. I want to know how much Bruce's Beach would be worth today.
The craziest thing as well is like where I'm at is the UK right now, right? And in the UK, it was in COVID time, right? One of the MPs, he's not an MP anymore. I can't remember. $75 million. Yeah, I think his name is David.
75 million.
That's a lot of money.
His name is David Cameron, and that's a lot of money. David Cameron, he received money for slaves, right? Indentured free servants, our peoples. I don't want to say the word, but there's MPs that have in their lineage where their forefathers owned our forefathers. They owned them, if you get what I'm saying. And till this day, they still get paid payments because they lost those workers.
Exactly.
So they get paid.
That's a
for
loss.
the slaves that they lost.
Yeah.
You get me?
Basically, you stopped us from making money, and if you hadn't stopped us, it's estimated we would have made blah, blah, blah. That's why they deserve reparations. Black people deserve that. If they didn't, they wouldn't have given it to Jews and people like that. If you stop me from generating money,
so what do you think they would? What would they do with the money once they get the reparations? What would they do with the land?
All black people don't need it. We need a governing panel of 7 people to oversee us. We need lead out of our darkness.
But that's a disingenuous question to ask, to be honest.
That's not
because
disingenuous.
It is though, because there are BLK leaders there are BLK men that are millionaires, and I believe even billionaires, especially in
yes, we have
Africa.
billionaires.
So there are BLK people, right? So there are BLK people that are more than capable of taking that type of money and distributing it on a better behalf.
I agree.
You get what I'm saying? To our benefit.
I never said that, but we're talking about blessing the masses with that type of money. And then you have people in the comments talking about that's their business. That type of interdependent.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that's their business. I don't believe that in the current state that black people are. I believe black people who prove themselves to be competent should be given positions in whatever is built with this money.
Yes.
But in the current state that black people are, I don't believe black people should be given that money, not just regular black people.
40 acres is my family has 350 acres in a predominantly white area, right? And they're trying to eminent domain some of those acres. Do you know how much 40 acres in certain areas are worth? 1 acre is like $1 million where I'm from.
Yeah.
A half acre is $100,000, depending on that's in a rural area. But in downtown area, it's almost $1 million for 1 acre.
Listen, I want
they chop it down into parcels.
This is you, person. I want you to just in your own spare time, I want you to practice. Not no victim type stuff, because I'm quite sure I don't condone that victim stuff. In your own spare time, I want you to just research generational illiteracy, things like that, and look at the illiteracy rate in certain cities. I want you to develop some empathy for black people. When I tell you black people are messed up, like I just don't know what to at a high level. Black people are messed up. We belong to a country that doesn't love us. We belong to a country that we're kind of scared of. We belong to a country that doesn't have our best interests. If America had our best interests, listen, I'm going to be transparent. 9/11, when 9/11 hit and they shut the borders down, I don't care, because I've told many people about my past. When people are in the streets and a drought hits, all of the guys who, I want to say this right, all of the guys who are the people that other people buy from, they try to hurry up and score, because if you score when there's a drought, you can sell your stuff for 3 times the amount because there's a drought. When they shut the borders down, there was 5 of us out in front of my grandmother's house. And each of us was calling our connect in different states. And one of them is in Chicago. One of them said, hey, I got blah, 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 blah. But y'all better come get it ASAP. About 10 minutes later, he said, man, I had to let it go. Now, the moral of my story is this. That was my first time seeing that if they really wanted to stop DRUGSs from coming into America, listen, that thing lasted about 45 days to 60 days of not having, listen, it got so bad, people were balling up pancake batter with a little bit of water, putting it in the corner of sandwich baggies. Beans were buying it. They knew it was fake, but they were in hopes that maybe this one might be real. Listen, if America had our best interests, do you know how much of this stuff they could stop? Do you know that they could, listen, they could make sure that we got better percentages of these record deals. When Mary J. Blige I think Mary J. Blige's albums were selling for $16.99. I think Mary J. Blige was getting like 20 cents off of each album. America has had the solutions to all of this. This is why I say America does not have, listen, and I'm going to go back to what Black Boy Wonder said. Why would they do right by us? We stand a chance at being a formidable opponent. They have every reason to put mechanisms in place to keep us from standing up. Because Lord God up in heaven above, if we ever did, we have tools that white America doesn't have. We are the most influential race on the planet. Our talents supersede that of any other race. Do you disagree with that?
No, I agree 100%.
When our
1000%.
schooling is proper, we can achieve almost anything, but we're messed up. So I was in Chicago, doing,
Glad you made it out.
Yeah, I mean, but see, and okay, you just actually made a good point. It's only by the grace of God that I made it out of everything that I was doing. Most people don't. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, we're messed up. We are messed up. And I call myself to be a person who has his wherewithal intact. But look at what I was doing. So, listen, I was, when we would go to Chicago, I would see the environment. And I'm like, there looks like no hope around here. So imagine living in that. Homes with boarded up doors. 2x4s on an X across the window. So Tony Robinson said this. Tony Robinson said, because I took the course. Tony Robinson said the things that you want most, take a picture of them. I don't care if it's a car or house. Take a picture of it and sit it on your wall. The more you walk by it, the realer it becomes in your psyche. Imagine walking by all of these dilapidated buildings and houses like Detroit, Michigan. You have every incentive to believe you ain't shit. Because I felt like that when I was there. When I was there, I was like, it's like a gloomy cloud was over me. And I said, what about the people who live here? I'm going back to the crib in a minute. What about the people, this cloud that this adventure has over me? What about the people who live in here? And not only the ones that live there, but the ones who have been driving down the street with their homeboy in the car, and all of a sudden, their homeboy's brain matter splats on their face. See, this is what I'm trying to get you to understand. We messed up, for real. Look at what we do. Look at the gangbanging situation. You think that those are competent people doing that? I interviewed some people here. The interview was dope, but I didn't have the microphones plugged up, and I thought I did. Some people from over in Compton. And I said, as real as we know this thing about banging, how are people getting wiped out when they know so-and-so and them looking for me and it's on site? I said, if that was me, I'm moving out the state. And they said, nah, that's not how that worked, man. You be hoping that you're going to get them, but, you also know that in a minute you can walk out your grandma's house and somebody be hiding around the... You don't think, in order to accept that there's a good probability that I'm getting popped up today, there's a good probability, sweetie, to take yourself there and learn to get okay with it, you have to be messed up. There's no way you can be okay. What are your thoughts on that? Tell me.
I mean, I agree with you that, an environment can shape your cerebral cortex, your way of thinking, your mind. I get it. I understand. But I'm also, I used to like James Allen, and he wrote the book As a Man Thinketh.
Yeah.
And he talked about how the universe is mental and stuff like that. So I just believe that, you know, if you have a clear purpose in life and a beautiful vision for the future, you can have that as your guiding force to achieve your goals. That's what I believe. I feel like, you know, he gave an analogy of two bankers. One had both of them had $1 million, and they both lost the $1 million. They both lost it abruptly. They both went broke. And he said one unalived itself, and the other one said, you know what? The same way I made that million, I can do it again.
Okay, I want to show you something. Go ahead, you can keep on.
I don't feel like, you know, if you grew up in an impoverished area, I feel like, I don't know if it's some bias because my grandmother raised me with certain principles and religious beliefs. I just wasn't that far gone in my environment. I just wasn't. I was pretty much sheltered, and I was away from all the riffraff. I went to school, came home, did my homework, stayed in the house.
So you didn't even get poisoned then?
I mean,
so you don't even know what it feels like to be poisoned?
I do. But that's like a conversation that I won't have.
No, but you said you wasn't around that stuff.
I wasn't around it until my adult life.
Well, okay, that even makes more sense. Once you got that old, you had the wherewithal to be able to navigate through it better. I'm talking about boy, like at 4 years old, growing up in poverty.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
You do know that they say that's when that's the most important times of your life, like from the ages of 3 to 6, right? They say that's when you're sponging everything.
I agree. We experienced poverty. You know, family had food stamps back in the day when I was that young. It used to be like a book or something, and we used to eat the hot dogs and the nasty pork stuff. We ate all that stuff.
No, I'm talking about very bad situations, like, you know, dilapidated buildings and having friends that's done been taken off this planet. I'm talking about that real stuff. Like, I think a lot of people done, you know, had meal issues here and there. But listen, that high level breakage, like I just yeah. Like
everybody's family experienced incarceration, right? My father, you know, different members of my family was incarcerated before in life. We all experienced that.
Yeah, I ain't really talking about that though. I'm talking about
anything after that. No, not deaths.
Yeah, no, I ain't forget the deaths. Forget the deaths. Let's talk about I'm just, you know, I don't know how to explain it. Like when you are in certain environments, you can feel the cloud over you. You can feel it. You know that somebody done got their life taken right here before. When you look at it, Jay-Z said the majority of people in Marcy Projects where he lived have never ventured eight blocks outside of it. But listen, here's what I wanted to show you according to what you was talking about. I wanted to show you this. When you said, you know, person can, you know, snap out of it. I want to show you something. Listen, do you know what this argument is about? I don't really like him as a person, but Neo, he's a huge influencer. He's saying that this is luck. He's a huge popular streamer. And he said, no, it's not because of how hard. You know who else agrees with him? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett said he wouldn't be Warren Buffett if he had been born black. He said, I likely wouldn't be Warren Buffett if I had been born a woman. So this thing that you're talking about, like this, with the two brothers that you were talking about, one snapped out of it, the other one didn't. Listen, everybody don't have the same components. They don't. Listen, you know what the judge said? In order for me to come to LA, like I was on house arrest, everything. He said, and I know it's true. I know who I was. I was forced to take a class that he used to have. Go to the courtroom where people get sentenced. Nobody's in there but the students, about 10 of us. Where, you know, we talk about what have you been doing and what are your plans in life, blah, 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 stuff. And I was in there for about 6 months. And he pulled me to the side and he said, you know, Stacy, with everything that I've heard about you from police, he said, there might be cops in my chambers talking about somebody else, about a traffic stop or something. Your name would always come up. He said, just based on what all I've heard about you, I always knew you were a demon, you know. And he said, this guy that I'm seeing in this class, you're nothing like what I've always heard. Listen, me and him, I wished death upon him several times. Now we talk once every 2 months, right? I couldn't have moved to LA because I was on supervised probation and I was on house arrest. When he found out why I was coming to LA and the people who was going to host meetings for me, he had the bailiff cut my in-home detention bracelet off. He paid $600 out of his pocket of my own in-home detention fees. And he took 4 years of probation off of me so I could come. He said, you're an exceptional person. He said, this class, do you know how many people come back and break the rules and go back to incarceration? So what I'm telling you is this. Some people are exceptional, but not the average. And I think we got to look at it like that. Listen.
Okay, well, I stand corrected. I'll start looking at it from not the exceptional people, but more so the low level.
Yeah, because we got some, right. We got those. Like, look at the music they're giving us. Listen.
But how can we help? There's no way of helping them though, Stacey. Like,
we got to show them, sweetie. We got to show them.
So how you going to do that?
We build something fantastic.
Oh my God.
See, because you got to think, the people that me and you are talking about right now, they can't be told something. You got to give them something amazing that they want to be a part of. Nobody wants to stand outside of the cool kids party. We need a panel of 5 to 7 people to lead us out of our darkness. And we can raise a certain amount of money that will let these proven people know that we really are tired, right? If we raise about $25 million, some of the most accomplished, these are people who have problem solving, have proven track records of problem solving, because he's a multi-blah. He's worth $50 million. We need those people to help us put together the correct system that will lead us out of our darkness, reinforce our morals, get us back to where we used to be. And the people who are continuing to perpetuate black people in a negative light on social media, we cast them to the side and we don't let them be a part of us.
I had a solution, but I know it didn't work very well. I thought about just getting highly valued men and their wives and building a community like that. Not polygamy, but everybody have their own separate wives and their own separate money, and we all chip in like a compound.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
This guy where I'm from, he's actually a developer. He thought it was a good idea, and I broke it down like if we all spent just $2,000 a month per couple, that's a lot of income.
I agree.
A lot of income. You can have a full gym. You can have everything. Cars.
I don't think I would do it. I think we need
I think it would be a start. I think it would be a positive thing.
I don't think. You see, always some doubt there. I don't think we can do it. And
no, he's saying he don't believe. He's saying he don't believe that would be the solution to the entirety of what we need. I know it wouldn't, but